What happened? Why are you shouting? The first neighbor asked as soon as he entered Akin and Ebun's bedroom. It's my wife, Ebun. She's not waking up. She was awake when I went to the bathroom to freshen up. But now, I don't know what's wrong. Akin said while panicking. I don't understand. What do you mean she's not waking up? I was at your wedding. Akin, I saw Ebun and she was hale and hearty, the neighbor said. While Akin's closest neighbor was still trying to understand what Akin was saying, other neighbors who had heard Akin's cry for help arrived at the scene. We heard you, Akin. What is the matter? One of the neighbors asked. It's my wife, oh! I don't know what's wrong. Please help me! Akin said. By this time, Akin had cried so much that his eyes turned red. Ah! Abomination! One of the neighbors who went to touch Akin's wife yelled immediately. Ah! Akin! You are a wicked man! So all the wealth you have is not enough, eh? That's why you decided to kill your wife. Hey! The same neighbor who touched Akin's wife said as he held Akin by his shirt. What do you mean I killed Ebun? I love her with all my heart, and I could never do anything to harm her. Akin tried to defend himself, but unfortunately, no one was listening to him. All the people who had entered Akin's house were in shock that Akin could kill his newly wedded wife on the first night of their wedding. Oh, Ebun! Ifemi! Please, do not do this to me! Akin cried as he clutched onto Ebun's dead body. Please, help me! Let's take her to the healer. Maybe there is something she can do. Akin said to the men and women in his room, but none of them responded. His neighbors were still in shock that the happy and smiling bride they saw earlier that day was lying dead in her home. Please, help me! Akin begged again. Look, Akin, enough of your pretense! You have killed her, and she is dead already. Why are you pretending that you don't know the cause of her death? At this point, you will have to confess what you did. And if you do not comply with us, we will beat the confession out of you. One of his angry neighbors said, I have always said it. Anybody who is not content with what he or she has will kill someone one day because of greed. You greedy man. You have killed your wife for money rituals, bah? All the wealth you already have is not enough, eh? Every time, it's hacking this, hacking that. Are you the only one in this village? Today, you have met your Waterloo, a woman said. Please, my brothers and sisters, I cannot kill my wife. I am not a ritualist and will never be. Everything I have today, it's the gods that blessed me. I have never killed anyone. Akin tried to defend himself while struggling with his tears. Shut up there! Oh, do you think we don't know your dirty secret? When everyone got married, they did something little and celebrated within their financial capacity. But what did you do? You wanted to prove to us that you are a big man. Even Kabiesi's son did not throw the kind of party you did. Another man attacked Akin angrily. Why are we still talking here with this ritualist? Let's take him to the palace now and make sure he carries his wife's dead body. No one will carry it for him, one of the women in the room said. Immediately after she said that, one of Akin's neighbors began to hit Akin, and he forced Akin to carry Ebun's dead body to the king's palace. By this time, Ebun's dead body was already as cold as ice, which was a sign that she was already long dead and nothing could be done to bring her back to life. While Akin carried Ebun's dead body to the palace, His neighbors, who were following him from behind, began to call out to the villagers of Oru, who were already in their houses. "Villagers of Oru, come out, oh! Come and see how Aki, the greedy man, killed his new wife Ebun, so he can use her for more wealth." Akin's neighbors repeated as they followed Aki. One after another, people who were already asleep in their houses came out to see what was happening. When they realized that Akin was carrying the corpse of the woman he married that day, they were shocked and began to abuse him. In less than an hour of Akin's neighbors and the villagers parading Akin to the king's palace, the news of Ebun's death had already spread to everyone. As a result, nearly everyone in the village gathered outside the king's palace to find out what had happened. Shortly after Akin arrived at the king's palace with Ebun's corpse, Ebun's mother arrived at the king's palace, and the moment she saw her daughter's lifeless body lying on the floor, she fainted. Ebun was her mother's only child, and as a single parent, she struggled so hard to raise Ebun alone. She sold all kinds of things, did menial jobs, and even hawked food sometimes just to take good care of Ebun when she was a child. It wasn't until when Ebun grew older that her mother was able to start a big, profitable business selling all kinds of foodstuffs in the market. After Ebun's mother fainted, the villagers gathered around her, and thankfully, they were able to wake her up. "Aki! You have finished me, oh! My enemies have finally defeated me!" Ebun's mother cried and jumped as she spoke. "Mama, I swear, I do not know what happened," Akin said, still crying. "I would never hurt Ebun, Mama. You know I love her so much. Why would I kill my wife?" Akin added. Just as Akin and his mother-in-law were talking, the king of Oru village walked into his palace and everyone greeted him. "Akin, the villagers brought you here because they believe that you have a hand in the death of your newly wedded wife. I want you to look at everyone's faces here. We are not happy. Just today, we were celebrating your union with your wife. Why did you allow your joy to turn into sorrow?" The king asked Akin. "Kabiesi, I can never kill Ebun." Akin cried. "Tell us what happened, and we will be the judge of that," the king said. "After the party, Ebun and I moved into our new house. Because I was feeling exhausted, I decided to take my bath first while she waited in the room. She was still going through the gifts we received from the wedding, but when I returned from the bathroom, I saw her lying on the bed. I thought she was sleeping, so I tried to wake her up, but she didn't wake up. And that's when I called the neighbors to come and help me," Akin said. "Who were Akin's neighbors? And who were the people that went to his house when he called for help?" the king asked. "Kabiesi!" 7 people emerged from the crowd and greeted the king. "We were the neighbors who went to his house when we heard him shouting. I was the first person to arrive there," one of the neighbors said. "Is everything he is saying true?" the king asked. "Kabiesi, may you live long, my king. I don't know if everything Akin said is true, but all I know is that Ebun was already dead when I got to his house," the neighbor answered. "Kabiesi," Akin said while struggling to hold back his tears. "I swear, I did not kill my wife," he added. "Liar! We know you killed her for your rituals. You think we don't know that you have been doing money rituals for all your wealth, eh?" One of the villagers from the crowd said. "Silence! this is not a time to start pointing fingers. We still do not know for sure what happened. The king called the villagers to order after they started murmuring amongst themselves. You must give me my daughter, oh Aki! You cannot remove bread from my mouth and replace it with stone! I warned Ebu about you, I warned her, but she said she loved you. If only she had listened, would she be dead now? Ebun's mother said while rolling on the ground. She had removed her head tie and unwrapped the first wrapper she tied around her waist. Yeah, Ebun, I know you have just lost your daughter. But please, stop crying. Crying will not bring back your daughter. The gods understand better, and may the gods console you, the king said. I told her, oh Kabiesi, I told her that she was too young to marry and that she had more years ahead of her. But she insisted. Not only am I a widow, I will have to bury my only child. Ebun's mother cried. You must bring my daughter back to life. The same way you killed her, you must bring her back to life. Ebun's mother added. My people of Oru, the king said, it is rather unfortunate that a day of joy has turned into a day of mourning for all of us. Ebun was also my daughter, and if this happened to me, I would want justice. For now, we don't know if Akin killed his wife or if it was her time to go. But we will investigate this. While the investigation will be ongoing, we must keep Akin in our custody until we get to the root of this matter, the king said. Immediately after the king said that, the villagers cheered, clapped, and sang a song of mockery for Akin as the palace guards took him away. I know this is unexpected and too soon for all of us. But this is life. Tomorrow, we will bury our beloved daughter and friend, Ebun, who left us on such a special day. Let everyone cancel their farm plans or any other plans tomorrow, so we can honor the deceased. You can all go, the king added. After the king said that, the villagers dispersed to their different homes, while some women tried to console Ebun's mother and take her to her house. That night, Akin slept in the palace's cell, with 2 guards standing by his cell. He cried throughout the night and kept saying, Ebun, why? Why did you have to go? The following morning, a town crier announced that Ebun's burial would be held at a particular time, and when that time arrived, the villagers came to Akin's cell and took him out. Since the villagers believed that Akin had killed his wife, they ordered him to dig Ebun's grave alone as part of his punishment. Without receiving help from anyone, Akin single-handedly dug Ebun's grave, and after Ebun had been put in the grave, Akin covered the grave all by himself. That day was a very sad day for Akin and the villagers of Oru. Akin did not understand how his life transformed from happiness to bitterness in the twinkle of an eye. After the villagers had buried Ebun, Akin expected that he would return to his cell in the palace and face his judgment in a few days. But then, something unexpected happened. While Akin and some of the villagers were standing by Ebun's grave to pay their last respect to the deceased, the ground began to shake and a loud thunderbolt struck from the sky. This caused the sky to suddenly turn dark, as if it were about to rain heavily. Even without being told by their village chief priest, the villagers knew that was a bad omen, and it meant that Ebun's spirit was not at rest. while the villagers were trying to get themselves after what had just happened, suddenly, Ebun's mother began to shout. At first, the villagers believed that she was acting that way because she had just buried her only child. But when she started to talk too, everyone turned in her direction. Ebu! I'm sorry, oh mommy! I'm so sorry! Ebun's mother said. I did it for you! Oh! I did not know this was the price I would pay! They told me, and I tried to warn you, my daughter! Ebun's mother continued to talk. This time, it was awkward because it seemed like Ebun's mother was talking to someone only she could see. Iya Ebun, is everything alright? One of the women consoling Ebun's mother asked. No, it's not alright, oh! I killed my daughter! I am responsible for Ebun's death! Ebun's mother said while crying miserably. Ha! The villagers, including Akin, gasped in shock when Ebun's mother said that. I will confess, oh! Ebu is here, and she wants me to confess. Ebun's mother answered. Ha! You are such a wicked woman! The villagers said. It was that time I was suffering greatly to take care of my Ebu. I went to do something that would give me wealth, the kind of wealth that no one would suspect anything. The witches told me they would help me, but on the condition that my daughter would never get married. And if at all I allowed her to get married, she would die on her wedding night. Ebun's mother said while shaking in fear. Ah! The villagers exclaimed again. That was why I never allowed Ebun to get married. She had suitors in the past, and I ruined their relationship. I was even the one who sent Ebun's best friend to lie to Aki, hoping that the lie would work. Ebun's mother said. When Akin heard all of that, he cried bitterly because he loved Ebun so much, and he could not believe that her biological mother was responsible for her death. Please help me! Ebun wants to take me along with her! I'm too young to die! Ebun's mother cried and begged the villagers. You are such a wicked woman, and you deserve to die! One of the villagers said. Please, my daughter, no! Ebun's mother shouted, and the next thing, she fell down and died instantly. After Ebun's mother died, Akin walked away from the burial scene with a broken heart. Though he was grateful that his name had been cleared, he learned the hard way that no one in the village liked him, including his friends and the people he had helped in the past. So after that day, Akin sold everything he had in the village of Oru and relocated to a nearby village where he started his life afresh with all his wealth. He often remembered Ebu, his first love, but the incident scarred him, and because of that, it took him a while before he married again. The end. Did you like this story? Tell us your favorite parts in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, do not forget to follow our channel on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.